Hi, I'm Greta.
And I'm Claudia, and welcome to Knitters and Critters, where we talk about Critical Role Campaign 3.
That's right. So we're on to episode 48, whose name escapes me at the moment, but oh well. Basically, we left off with the Belle's house trying to get the F out of the Feywild. Or Fey Realm, excuse me.
Yeah, which, I mean, to be honest, I thought it would be a little more difficult for them to get out.
I was thinking the same thing the whole time. I was like, okay. What? Okay.
Or maybe that they would have to, like, make some sort of, like, trade or, you know, something.
I thought Granny Mori's, like, intervention as that giant eagle thing was so cool, so metal.
Yeah, very needed.
And my God, every time they message someone and they don't respond, like the instinctual panic we all have that they're all dead is like so real.
Yeah.
But it's luckily Granny Mori's still around. And we've finally uncovered Laura Bailey's improv like weakness. Apparently she can't do rhyming on command. Like Ashley, I understand. She's not always like the quickest on her feet in that way. But I was really so shocked that Laura...
I thought she would be like...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oof. Yeah.
Oh, man. So, when they got spit out of the Feywild, they were surprisingly close to Laura's old hometown or Imogen's old hometown of Jolvan. And she did not want to go back there.
No.
What did you think about her whole interaction with fresh cut grass? That was uncomfortable to watch, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
It really was. Yeah.
Yeah. Worried.
Yeah, a little bit.
But they go to Jelvan and they meet Imogen's dad, and he's not really great.
No, he isn't.
I really
Yeah, I think Matt did a really good job portraying this guy who, like, you could see what his reasoning was, but at the same time, you know, you don't put that on your kid.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, have your kid suffer the consequences for this thing that happened before them and that they were not, you know, a part of. And it just really sucked. And I kind of like the power move of her to, like, you know, fly up and look down at everybody and be like...
Yeah. I feel so bad for Imogen. She's really striking out with parents, and I think she's really putting a lot of hope in her mother at the moment, which I think is unwise.
Yeah.
I
really don't think that's going to go the way she thinks.
And, like, in a weird way, I feel like watching Imogen, it seems like a difficult character for Laura. And you can tell she's not, like, her bubbly jester self, which is fine. You don't expect everyone to be the same person all the time. But I almost wonder, like, is Imogen going to be, like, the real big bad of this campaign?
It does seem...
It's like the birth of a villain, really.
Yeah, it's an origin story for a villain, definitely.
Yeah. But they did send a message off to Keyleth, and they found out that something's going on in the Earth Elemental plane.
Yep.
And maybe we have some kind of answer to why the Ashari were involved in the first place. I think... Oh, shit, and Rin. Yeah. And Rin got turned into stone.
Yep.
So, like, who are their allies now?
Right?
Like,
who is
they're
left?
Completely screwed.
I mean, Nana Mori. That's one.
Yeah. Maybe the Nightmare King if he's in a good mood.
I don't know, maybe...
Dorian.
This would be an excellent time for Robbie to come back for a while.
Please do. Yeah, I don't know.
And that cliffhanger...
Yeah,
that was a little scary.
So I guess I'm wondering, like, as I was watching this episode, thinking, okay, so far in, like, the almost 50 episodes that we've done, we've answered a lot of the main core character questions. Mm-hmm. So we kind of got all of Laudna's backstory out of the way, and they fought Delilah and has supposedly won that. They figured out what happened to Fern's parents, which is really what was driving her. Orem knows who killed his husband, if not completely why. You can tell that that's going to be answered soon. Mm-hmm. Imogen knows where her powers are coming from and will be facing that soon as well. Who's left? Ashton is still a question mark, but there's all this stuff happening with the Earth Elemental plane and the Ashari, and it seems like they could be finding those answers. And then finally you've got FCG, who now knows where they come from and is like
And when
on
they
the
come
road,
from. Yeah.
to creating a new identity.
Mm-hmm.
So with all of this, I'm like, it like wondering, are they just going to end the campaign after the Barathos fight and like step away from the OGL nonsense and just come up with their own game, soup to nuts?
I think they definitely have the skills to create their own game system. Matt clearly is a master storyteller and is pretty good with setting up rules and homebrewing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Something that I felt, recently is that it's like sort of when that you have your employee review coming up in 2 weeks and you don't want to do anything in those 2 weeks that could possibly, fuck you up.
Yeah.
And
oh my God, that's the perfect way to put it.
And that's the way that I feel this group is doing, like kind of just bumbling around, avoiding combat to a certain degree, because they have this Apogee Solstice kind of, carrot out in front of them. And it's like, is that why everybody's just sort of like, blah, 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 blah. We don't exactly know why all of us are still together. That was kind of a question early on. But it's like, is that why? Is that why, even though Orem went ahead and read all the opponents, like, yeah, we can take them, guys. And people are like, no, why don't we not?
Why don't we run instead?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good point. And even if you think about, like, way back to campaign 1, they were facing the Chroma Conclave, but they were still going out and finding vestiges. Or when they were gearing up for that big Vecna battle, they were still going out and trying to find whatever those, pieces of the Tears of the Gods or whatever they were that they were trying to find.
Yeah, but it feels like nobody wants to put themselves in a
dangerous situation. Like, almost like they got scarred by the original Odahan Thul fight so badly that they no longer want to make any risky decisions.
Yeah, but at the same time, 3 of them died and 3 of them came back.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's face it. And not all of them rolled enough to qualify for a return performance. A lot of it was. Some of it was, and a good DM will fudge things.
Yeah.
In order to keep, sort of the game going and keep their players happy. And that I certainly know that my husband has not killed one or more of us, because it's like, okay, you die, you're gone, okay, bye.
Yeah.
But it's like, is that sort of in the back of everyone's mind? It's like, oh no, we don't want to get into a combat where one of us might get killed because we have this thing out here.
I see. I almost wish, because I do get that sense as well, so I almost wish that Matt had just done the fast forward. And like the Feywild, like Granny Mori tried, but sorry, she only got you 3 days ahead of the Apogee Solstice, and now it's here. Yeah. So I honestly don't know what they're going to do in the rest of the time. They've got 11 days, which should be more than enough time to get them where they need to go, especially because they have the sky ship.
Right.
So what are they going to do? Spend the next 11 sessions trying to... Now, granted, he does more than one day during a session, but I hope it's not just all planning.
It depends. Sometimes you can have a week go through in one session. Sometimes it takes 3 sessions to get through one day. Time obviously doesn't run the same. But yeah, like 11 days seems like a long time in game terms for them to like do what now? I don't know, maybe find out what happened to Ren.
Yeah, maybe they'll have some kind of rescue mission for Ren, or I don't know, figure out a way to persuade Keyleth to come and help them, or send someone to come and help them at the very least, because they seem like they're really outgunned. Yeah. Let alone just facing Odahan Thul, but Ludinus Deleth is obviously going to be there. Yeah. And I would be like, Mighty Nine at their best would have a hard time taking down Deleth, and they were how many levels higher than the Bell's House? Yeah.
And had their stuff together.
Yeah.
Whereas this group is very dandelion. It's like, oh.
Sorry guys, it's turning into kind of a doom and gloom, Nerds and Critters.
We just have questions.
But we have questions. Like, drop comments. Let us know. What do you guys think about what's been happening? What allies do you want to see return? What theories do you have? Let us know. Robbie. Well, I think that's probably it for this episode. As always, like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep the lights on. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.